Welcome to the future.
My name is Nakimbe Oya Oshun Baobab. I am an empowered life specialist. If you don't have the business you want, the relationships you want, the sex, success, money, fortune, and fame you want, if you're not getting the attention you want, or if you're not the person you really want to be, if you don't have the job you want or the body you want, if you don't have the health, the youth, or the looks you want, or if you don't like parts of yourself very much, if you don't have the courage or the confidence you want, and if you feel weak and you don't have the strength or the self-expression you want, if you don't have the freedom, the independence, the respect you want, the validation you want, or the happiness you're looking for, and if you're not living life on your own terms and in your own way, I can guarantee you it's because you do not have a clear vision of yourself and your life. That list I just rattled off for you, I had none of those things, and now I have all of those things. And it's because I created a clear vision for myself, lived into that vision, and made it my reality. And I'm going to show you how you can do it too. The thing about visions is that most people don't understand or recognize their power to create their world and change situations around them. A vision is not a visualization, and a vision is bigger than a vision board. A vision is greater than a goal. You see, a goal is just some finite thing that you go after, and once you get it, it's done. For example, you want to go to school, become a lawyer, lose weight, get a boyfriend, get a girlfriend, etc. Those are goals. Visions are infinite, and they encompass the life you really want to live overall. In the dictionary, a vision is defined as the ability to plan or think about the future with imagination and wisdom. In business, they have a term they use when thinking about or setting the direction of a company's growth. They call it a vision statement. And just as you can have a vision statement for your business, you can also have a vision statement for your life. I first came to know the term vision statement about 25 years ago when I had to write my very first business plan, and I thought to myself, wow, how cool is that? What if I created a vision statement for myself and my life? What would that look like? Or how would my life turn out? So about 10 years ago, that's exactly what I did. And I'm excited to show you how it all turned out. But first, I want to convey to you why this message is so important. I've seen people live their lives on repeat, constantly doing the same self-destructive thing over and over and over again, sometimes missing out on love or health or business or financial success, simply because they had the wrong vision of themselves or they were stuck in someone else's predefined vision of them. The relationships, the self-esteem, the money, the health, all of it can be yours if you understand this one thing. You can create the life you want for yourself if you have a clear vision. The thing about visions is because they contain wisdom and imagination, they are not bound to the confines of space and time. Visions are a part of a continuum. Visions have a history, a presence, and a future. And in order for you to actualize your vision, you have to start at the beginning. What's your story? And what's your history? Before you answer those questions, I want you to know that there are intergenerational stories and intergenerational visions, societal norms, gender norms, and information that has been passed on to you by your parents, religion, and the media. These notions need to be deconstructed in order for you to create a vision of your very own. Here's why that's important. You see, you can adopt a vision of yourself that you are aware of, that serves you well, but you can also adopt a vision of yourself that you are not aware of, that does not serve you well, and in fact hinders you. Those are called blind spots, and they can drastically skew your vision of yourself. Let's take me, for example. Let's go over my history. My father immigrated to Toronto in 1972 from Trinidad and Tobago. He wanted nothing more than for me to attend the University of Toronto. That was his dream. That was his vision for me. When I was a young girl, he would say, "Look, you're black, you're female. You have no choice but to get your education in this world, or you're going to have a very difficult time." So that's what I did. I went out, I got good grades, I got my education, and I adopted my father's vision of me for myself as if it were my own. And that served me very well in life, of course. I was very successful in my academic career and in my business life. However, I was also terribly codependent. And that's because as a young girl, I adopted another vision of myself that I was not worthy of unconditional love. And that's because as wonderful and amazing as my father was, he wasn't always as emotionally available to me as I had hoped he would be. So therefore, having constructed a vision out of myself out of that experience, it wasn't at all uncommon or unfamiliar if I entered relationships where I didn't always feel fulfilled. So finally, at the age of 35, fed up with being in relationships that did not honor me, I took off to live in Japan for 1 year. My goal was to create a new vision for myself and uncover the person that I really wanted to be. Here's a poem that I wrote, and I hope it helps you understand. I didn't like myself very much as a kid. I was living out a lie. That lie caused me pain. I didn't want to live with that pain anymore, so I deconstructed the lie and dismantled the pain until I became a blank slate, free to create the vision of me I always wanted to be. Now I am that person, and now I live an empowered life. I'm going to give you an example of a lie that I deconstructed and dismantled that helped me to double my income in just 1 year. Apparently, at some point, I had created a vision of myself where I believed that white men would not do business with me because I was a black woman. In order to overcome this obstacle, I created a very powerful affirmation card for myself, and I would say it every single day until it sunk deep into my subconscious. I am a money magnet, and I deserve wealth. I can be as rich and wealthy as anyone. I'm completely comfortable with my wealth and accepted by my wealthy peers. I deserve success. And since then, not only is my business thriving, but I'm very highly regarded and respected by some of the top white and non-white businessmen and businesswomen in the world. Now, since shifting my vision over 10 years ago, I have completed my MBA, I've won awards, I was in the relationship I waited my whole entire life to be in. I'm traveling, I'm living in a very nice condo downtown, I'm attending conferences, I've got a nutritionist and a personal trainer. And everything is wonderful until it's not. You see, your vision can get you things like success, health, and relationships, but your vision can also help you get through things like difficult situations, challenges, and obstacles. I'm going to tell you a story about how my vision really helped me. About 3 years ago, it was becoming abundantly clear to me that my 20-year-old daughter was having some type of mental health issue. I was dealing with this all on my own as the love of my life was away for work at the time. I couldn't wait for him to come home so I could tell him what was going on and that he could just hold me. But we ended up breaking up over something else instead. Losing my baby girl and my partner at the same time were incredibly challenging for me to handle. Despite this, however, I'm still working very hard in my business, and it's still growing, and it's doing quite well. And I'm doing it, but now I'm doing it alone. And I didn't know who I was doing it for or what I was doing it for anymore. Besides that, I was tired. I was tired of working, and I was tired of working so damn hard. I was absolutely visionless at that time. But then I had to realize that my vision wasn't about my ex. My vision wasn't about my daughter. My vision was about me and my life. I knew I still had a vision for myself, and I still had a vision for my business. I have a vision of me traveling and living freely, and that's why I started my company, Intergenerational, a digital marketing company and mobile application development company, so that I could work anywhere in the world I want to, as long as I have a computer and the internet. I also recorded all of my marketing campaigns in a web series called M-Slice TV, Marketing with a Slice of Life on the Side, to make it as easy as possible for my children to follow in case they wanted to work in it one day or take it over. The reason for that is because a part of the vision I have for myself is also of leaving a legacy of wealth for my children. However, you have to understand that your vision is not always just about wealth and the accumulation of material things. Your vision is also about the person you want to be and who you want to become and building character. For example, there were times in my life where I felt incredibly weak, when all I wanted to do was feel incredibly strong. My vision allowed me to do that too. About 1 year after breaking up with my ex, I ran into him at the corner store. We gave each other that polite embrace. But when I walked out of the store, I knew something was different. I was different. I wasn't the same person anymore. I loved him, but I wasn't going back, and that was huge for me. It was a powerful moment because I was now the person I wanted to be in actuality and in reality, and not just the vision that I had of myself in my head. As I said, it was very powerful. Now, before I go, I just want to talk to you about the role that parents play in shaping their children's vision. My father's vision for me was to attend the University of Toronto. And not only did I do that, but my son also did that and graduated with distinction. I graduated as an outstanding undergraduate research award winner. So my father's vision of education has been passed down to a whole other generation. My vision is also coming to play right here today because I'm getting to speak to you. And to do that on this stage, in this campus, is extra special because that guy who just came on before me, Mars the poet, who's living out his vision, he's my son. And that is how visions have intergenerational impact and can shape an entire lineage. Okay, so now what happens if you can't complete your vision? Is it possible that you can still feel good about your life? Well, I hope this helps you find the answer. About 4 months ago, my father passed away of cancer. Towards the end of his life, I wasn't quite confident that he felt satisfied with how it all turned out, and that saddened me. I really wanted my father to know and to feel like he was a success. 2 days before he passed away, I said these final words to him. I said, "Dad, I know you may not feel like your life was a success, or maybe it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to because you didn't get the big house or the fancy cars. But at the end of the day, as you can see, none of those things really matter. What matters is the legacy that you leave behind. You did everything you came to this earth to do, which was true. My father was exactly the father that he needed to be to make me the woman that I am today. A respected, successful, educated, badass, fully self-expressed woman entrepreneur. And I can't wait to see what your vision does for you. But remember this, no matter the outcome, you may have a big impact on somebody's life. You could be part of a bigger, larger vision and not even know it. That makes you and me and everyone significant, special, and worthy. And that is the highest vision of yourself that you must hold. So now, in the intentional and relentless pursuit of your vision, I want you to ask yourself these 4 questions today in this very moment. What is your history, and how does it impact the current vision that you have of yourself? Also, what is the real vision that you want to have yourself in this present moment, and how will that impact your future? So no matter what the answer to that question, I wish you great clarity and 2020 vision. Because vision gives direction, direction gives purpose, and once your purpose starts to unfold, then your vision happens effortlessly and easily. So remember this, don't ever stop. Don't ever quit. No matter what you do, hold on to your vision and just keep on going. Thank you.